Good afternoon, good people. How y'all feeling? How y'all living? How y'all been? So, like the description say, um, this whole Sha'Carri Richardson suspension for testing positive for marijuana, ain't nobody asked me, but I'm gonna give y'all my 2 pennies on it. All right. Now, before I actually read up on it some more, I had already formed an opinion, kind of like everybody else. And my opinion was basically, what you smoking for? You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's not a medical use, I feel like weed is a choice. It's a preference, not my personal preference. So it's hard for me to empathize with people who absolutely have to smoke weed. So prior to me doing more research on the girl, that was my response. She shouldn't have been smoking. And then everybody else talking about, well, what about Michael Phelps? And they allowed him to do this and that. Ain't nobody talking about Michael Phelps. Phelps. We talking about Sha'Carri Richardson. Whatever happened with Michael Phelps happened. Past tense. People should learn from other people's mistakes. That's how I feel about it. I'm not looking at it like a black and white issue. And I really feel like we are so quick to make everything racial issues as opposed to people taking personal responsibilities for the choices that they make, good or bad, good or bad. Now, once again, these are my opinions prior to me, reading more up on the girl. I personally felt like it was her choice to smoke weed. She chose to smoke it. She got drug tested. She failed the test. And for a second, her future was in the balance. Now she's, since found out that she was suspended for 1 month. And her qualifying time for the June 19th race was disqualified. So she'll have to race again. The girl is a fast girl, so I'm pretty sure, having another time that was the crazy time that she had, I'm pretty sure it won't be a problem with her doing that again. Now, since I have read up on Sha'Carri and the reasoning, okay, so apparently, right before her Olympic trials, she found out that her biological mother died from a reporter. First off, really, reporter person? Is that what you do to a 21-year-old girl right before she's supposed to run a qualifying race for the freaking Olympics? Shame on you. Whoever that reporter was, shame on you. That's some information that probably should have come from a family member or somebody who actually cared about her, not from a reporter, first off. Second off, she was saying she did apologize and she said, I'm sorry for not being able to control my emotions and using that to deal with my emotions. At the end of the day, people, and I'm not excusing what she did by any means. When you're on that level, you're on a world stage, everybody's eyeball is on you. You trying to make it to the Olympics. You trying to do something that hasn't been done before. You trying to do that. Be on your P's and Q's. Okay? So once again, not trying to discount or condone anything that she did. What I'm saying is, at the end of the day, she's a 21-year-old girl. Who were you when you were 21? Did you make the best decisions when you were 21? I didn't at all. At all. At all. I didn't make horrible, life altering decisions, but I made some pretty bad decisions when I was 21. She had gotten devastating news, okay, and she chose to deal with that news with smoking some weed. Was it the right thing to do? Probably not. Was it the best? No, no. But she might have not had nobody in her ear telling her, hey, this stupid. Hey, they might drug test you. You know what I'm saying? Me being a 40-year-old woman who has been through some things and seen some things, I know that. For instance, if I'm trying to get a job and I know that at any point in time they could drug test me, I ain't finna be around nobody that's smoking weed. I ain't finna take this time to try to start smoking weed myself. I'm not gonna put myself in a situation. myself in a situation that's gonna possibly get me caught up in some nonsense. But that's me and 40-year-old knowledge. That's me. This chick is 21, and everybody beating her upside the head with, she should have known better. She should, maybe she didn't. Maybe she didn't have people in her ear, like I said, maybe she didn't have people in her ear trying to tell her the right thing to do. I'm known for playing the devil's advocate. Y'all know that. And I can see both sides of it. I really can. Because initially, I really wanted to be one of those people that was jumping on her head. Like, that was stupid. What are you doing? You know you're trying to go to the Olympics. Why are you smoking weed? Initially, that's where I was. Until, like I said, I delved more into it and I read more into it. That doesn't condone what she did, but it brings it more, full circle for me. You know what I'm saying? Like it makes more sense as to why she might have possibly gone that route to deal with whatever she had to deal with. Um, I think at this point they still don't know if she's going to be allowed to race in her race. But she was saying that she might be able to race in the relay. I hope she gets a chance to participate. But either way, it was a learning experience. Either way, whether they give her this 1 month suspension and slap her on the wrist and say, "Hey, don't do that no more," or she get this 1 month suspension and then it turns into she can't go to the Olympics. Either way you look at it, it's a learning example, and I hope it'll be an example for other people her age that it's not okay. And you probably should find other outlets and avenues to deal with your emotions or talk to people. I don't know. I mean, it sucks. It sucks because, everybody's like, she's a real one and, they can see themselves in her and, she'll, be on the Wheaties box and all that good stuff. Everybody was, hyping her up for that. But at the same time, y'all got to realize that she's a 21-year-old kid and they make a lot of stupid decisions. That's it. And I know I didn't take a side. I really did. But I don't honestly think there's a side to take on this one. She made a stupid decision and she got busted out. And she should have got busted out. Because who's to say if she passed the drug test that she wouldn't have did it again in Tokyo? So I'm a firm believer that everything happens for a reason, and maybe she needed this to happen in her life. Nike responded and said they respect her for being upfront and honest about what she did. So as of right now, it doesn't sound like Nike is running away from her. She didn't deny it, which was a stand-up thing. So I don't know, man. Hey, you know what? Read the story for yourself. Get your own opinions. Drop me a comment under here. Let me know what y'all think. All right.